Major spoiler warning ahead.
Before this begins, I just want to preface that this is just a theory and that none of this should be taken seriously. That being said, with the release of the Ruin DLC, many new things have been brought to the table when it comes to what is truly happening in the Pizzaplex. Two major additions to the game were the hidden mangled corpse of Glamrock Bonnie hidden behind Bonnie Bowling, and the addition of the Mimic. Why would they just decide to add a whole new character to the game? Who is he? Could Monty have killed Bonnie? I mean, he's just a robot. Why would they show us Monty being jealous of Bonnie in the first place? In order to figure this out, we need to go back to FNAF Help Wanted. In FNAF Help Wanted, we play as Vanessa, testing out the game, and in the end, having our mind taken over by Glitch Trap. Now, how is this important? Something that I think is important to mention is how Glitch Trap came to be. In the 5th tape that you can find in Help Wanted, the person recording the tapes say,
"They sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing. But then, he started appearing."
Now, it's pretty obvious that this is Glitch Trap. You don't really need any more brain cells to figure that out than like 3, maybe 4 of them. But what is interesting is that they mentioned that it seems to take hold by itself. It was an AI code that manually reworked itself into the game. Now again, that is clearly Glitch Trap, but the idea that code is able to gradually learn how the code works in order to evolve itself into what is Glitch Trap seems like something the Mimic would do. Mimic. Not only does it mimic the game's code to create a digital form, but at the end of the game, it takes over the tape recordings and eventually Vanessa. Many people think that this is Afton using Remnant in order to revive himself, but I don't think that's the case. I think that a bit of rogue Remnant from his body got into the code and essentially copied his killer nature, but I don't think that William Afton himself has been revived. I think that he's still trapped in Ultimate Custom Night, or possibly hell. The reason for this is that the Mimic doesn't seem to have any hint of humanity in him whatsoever. All that it seems to do is want to trick Cassie to head down into the ruins to kill her. The last time we saw William Afton was when he was in Pizzeria Simulator, and even though he was in shambles and was barely human at that point, he would still talk to you when he killed you.
I always come back. Bittersweet, but fitting.
The Mimic doesn't even speak unless it's mimicking what it's learned from what it's seen. Being inserted into FNAF VR was by far the worst place for it to have been put in order to learn anything. The entire game is based on surviving killer animatronics. Obviously, it's going to learn to kill whatever is living. But if the Mimic is a recreation of William Afton, then what's up with the secret ending at FNAF Security Breach? I mean, Springtrap is right there. That has to be him, but I don't think it is. In order for that ending to happen, you have to destroy all 3 animatronics and go down to the bottom of the Pizzaplex where he shows up. In the same area in the Ruin DLC, you find the Mimic not too far from this location, but no burn trap to be found. I think that during the secret ending, the Mimic's transformation is complete, and he's essentially the closest to Michael Afton he has ever been. But with the Ruin DLC hinting that the Princess Quest ending is the true ending, the sword showing up on the table, the destroyed Princess Quest machines lying around, and the fact that the ending is the only 3-star ending in the game, it seems like Vanessa never finished the Mimic. With the secret Ruin DLC ending, the Mimic donned the custom suit using the other suits around him to make his own stitched up suit, just like the one in FNAF VR. Does that mean that the secret ending for the base game was just him wearing the old burnt corpse of Springtrap? I think so. But again, this is all speculation. So where does Bonnie's destroyed corpse come in? With the Mimic learning and growing to learn to lure people to their deaths, Monty seems to also be hinting at the idea that AI in this universe is growing. If Monty were to kill Bonnie and replace him, that means that his AI would be smart enough and advanced enough to become jealous of Bonnie, make the decision to kill Bonnie, and find a hiding location to hide his corpse. It seems like they're hinting that the franchise is moving away from Remnant and moving on to how AI can become dangerous. While there still seems to be glimpses of Remnant still being present, with the Mimic's origins potentially being a result of Remnant, and the Glob, who is still canon considering you could see him for a split second right before he disappears at the end of the stairs earlier in the game. It seems to be moving on from cursed children haunting machines to rogue AI learning everything they can in order to take as many victims with them as possible. Is Five Nights at Freddy's moving on from spooky specters to AI taking over the world?